McAllen, Texas today. There's been a press conference from the Chambers of Commerce from the Rio Grande Valley and Tamaulipas concerned about some of the rhetoric coming out of Washington and Mexico City. We're here with Keith Patridge, President of McAllen EDC, Economic Development Corporation. Keith, what happened here today? What did you learn? Was it important?
I think it was extremely important because what we have been hearing coming out of both capitals has really raised the rhetoric level and really raised the anxiety level, I think, among the business community and the citizens and families that live on both sides of the border. And as the mayor mentioned earlier, we are the ones who feel the pain the most of this uncertainty and controversy. And so I think today was really, and I would say it's just the first step of really bringing the region together in a way to really start focusing on taking advantage of our strengths and our relationships that we've been developing over many, many years to really start not only looking at how we handle the crisis situation that we're faced with right now and what do we do with the pending renegotiation of NAFTA, but more importantly is how do we as a region position ourselves for the future to create jobs and economic opportunity for all of our residents that live on both sides of the border here. And we've talked about being a region for many, many years, and in many respects we have practiced what we've been talking about. But I think I see this as being the first meeting of what I hope will become a more comprehensive regional plan, developing a regional plan for not U.S. and Mexico, but for our region, our international region. So I think I'm very optimistic about what we saw. I was a little bit concerned that maybe we would come in and we'd start hearing about throwing bombs and things, and we didn't. We heard very constructive dialogue. I think now we need to take that first step and turn it into actual tangible results that we can present to the federal governments at both levels as they start moving into renegotiating NAFTA. And then more importantly is how do we work together to really build a competitive region that will continue to provide opportunities for all of our residents. So,
follow-up question to that. You obviously have a finger on the pulse of the maquila industry, all the manufacturing that goes on in Reynosa. What are you hearing from those big manufacturers in terms of potential changes to trade policy?
Oh, it's all over the board. Literally, right now most of them are, I think, preparing. They're kind of developing, I think, their own individual models to look at what the impact will be. The problem is we don't know what the plan is yet. We know that there's a renegotiation of NAFTA that's coming. We don't know what that means because no one's talking about terms. We have heard thrown out that there may be a border tax plan which would help fund a reduction of corporate income tax. If that happens, which is very similar to what other countries around the world, by the way. This isn't something new. It basically is a VAT tax. But it's a fundamental shift in how taxes are collected and charged in the United States. So there's a lot of uncertainty there. Some companies it'll be good for, some companies it won't. And so each company will have to look at their own circumstances based upon what the ultimate plan is. And right now we don't know, so they're pretty much just taking a wait and see attitude. And they're also beginning to do some scenario planning too. What happens if, and what's that mean? Do we establish operations on both sides? And that's one of the advantages I think we have on the border is because we are on the border, a company has the luxury or flexibility of being able to use both sides of the border from an economic standpoint that really is very attractive and gives companies a flexibility and options they don't have in other locations. So,
anything else you'd like to say?
No, I think, as I say, I hope this is a first of a long future relationship of building a plan for the region.
It's been needed.
Oh, very much so. We talk about it, but we really haven't, individual cities have been working with one another, but as a region, we haven't really worked together.
So some good can come out of this crisis situation?
I think so. Well, out of every, when life deals you lemons, make lemonade, so.
There we go. Keith, thank you so much for today's interview.
Thanks.